Probably because the auditors identified it in a situation, the audit, where they've signed a confidentiality agreement. So they might give a major non-conformance. It might be some short-term pain for that company, but the company thinks up their own corrective action. It's not imposed on them like maybe a regulatory authority would do, or even a customer in some situations might tell them how they want it fixed up. And so the company gets usually around 28, 30 days, maybe 14 days to think up and implement their own corrective action that works for that company, that site, that product line. And that's the solution that works for the company. And it fixes the problem that the auditors identified. And in the worst case scenario, it can avoid a recall and the associated costs, or a food poisoning outbreak, which is huge brand damage for a particular customer, and of course the monetary cost to it. And an auditor can pick up those issues sometimes before they happen, because they're picking up the root cause, the symptom of a symptom that could occur down the track. And I know personally in at least 2 or 3 cases, I've picked up the root cause of something that in 2 cases later caused a recall, and in 1 case it later caused a food poisoning outbreak.
There are a number of clients out there that you find are reluctant to raise cars on themselves because they don't want to give the auditor their job to them handed on a plate. So they try and, well, we'll just deal with it, but we won't record it as such. So, and also if we have lots of cars, then we're going to look bad. In actual fact, I find it quite the opposite. I find it quite refreshing for companies who are raising corrective actions on themselves, because it means that they're looking and are finding things where they can improve on their own. It means that their system is working. If we have to come in and tell them that their roof is leaking, then that's not a good thing. They should be finding that themselves.
Corrective actions is always an interesting topic. Most clients absolutely fear them. They measure their success at an audit by how many corrective actions, or we call them CARs, how many corrective actions did they get in an audit process. They think if they got 5 or 10 or even 15 or 20 that they've done really bad. Some people even have KPIs around how many corrective actions they will or won't get at an audit. Yeah, some QA managers have it written into the position description that, you know, no more than 2 corrective actions at an audit. And it defeats the purpose of continuous improvement. The purpose of the audit is to drive that business forward. And in fact, lots of corrective actions, whilst it might appear on the surface to be a criticism of the QA manager or the system or the people or the process, it's not. It's about driving that business forward for continuous improvement. And I say to all my clients, don't fear getting lots of corrective actions. What it means is I've found it before your customer found it.